Hello fellow YouTubers, welcome back to YouTube Gaming Community. This is the Wednesday edition. Now, one of the biggest questions I've had since I've been on YouTube is, where do you game at? What does your gaming set look like? What do your games look like when they're put away? Well, quite simply behind you is where I game at every night. From partially seeing the TV set to some of my game collection. And I did fancy it up. I put up some of my knickknacks and stuff. I have a box copy of Journey Escape for the Atari 2600. One of my favorite 2600 games of all time. And then this Derby Stallion game for the PlayStation 1. This is the Japanese version that I found in a pawn shop in my local area that was simply buried in a glass case. So, when I decided to start doing the YouTube Game Community videos again, and I decided, you know what, I want to do them Monday through Friday in smaller chunks. I decided I wanted to have a different segment every day of the week to kind of break up the monotony in me, where it doesn't sound like me just going blah, 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 blah. And Wednesday's segment, just quite simply, was the first thing that jumped out at me. It's something I wish more people in the community simply would do. And that is simply game challenges. So, every Wednesday I'm going to issue a game challenge. It may be a high score on a game. It may be a fastest racing time on a track on a racing game. It could be some other creative challenge. Or I may shout out a video where someone else has done a challenge. And how do you participate in these challenges? Well, it's simply, this week's challenge, simply record yourself playing the game and put it to this video as a video response. And now you're going to asking, what is the game for the challenge this week? Well, simply, it is a high score on a game that is one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time. It is none other than Gradius III. Now the question is, do you think you're the best gamer in the community at this game? Do you think you can get the high score? Then what do you do looking at me? Go record your video and attach it to this one. So, let's get to some of the news and stuff going on in the community today. The first one is by Lorfarius. It is The Pixel Nation is Formed. Now, what he and some other people did, they got together and they decided they wanted to start making their own video game books. So, you go to this video, and in the video is a link to Pixel Nation, which is where you can order the books. They already have one book out now, and I know in July they will have a Mega Drive book out. They're super high detailed colored books. Interested, go check out the video. So, next up is interGHOST brand new channel, interGHOSTHOUSE. I knew this earlier, and now when it comes time for me to say it, I'm just messing it all up. So, his interGHOST channel, for now on, he will be basically leaving up his community music videos he did, plus his reviews. On his interGHOSTHOUSE channel, he will be putting up anything where he's in front of the camera, from simply pickups to so on and so on. So if you're interested, go check out his new channel and go subscribe. Next up is GrimlockHero. He started a new series on his channel where basically he's answering a question somebody asked him. And the question for the very first show is, will Call of Duty Black Ops 2 be the greatest game ever in history? It is a simple 1-minute video if you want to check out his answer. And last but not least, since there have been so many changes in the podcast in our community and so many new podcasts in our community, for the next several episodes I will be shouting out and talking about a podcast in our community. And this week is simply a video by Dinky Dana called I'm Back, New Website and Podcast. First of all, Dinky Dana is, in this video made his return to YouTube. He's been gone for a while now. He made a new website called DinkyDana.com, which has some really awesome tools that other sites in the community don't have, like a store locator where you go in, you can type in where you live, and it'll show the stores in your area where you can find video games. Now, right now, it only currently works for the United States, but he does hope to eventually make it work for international, which I did find out, by the way, a video game store in my area I did not know existed. And then he has a price guide on his website, which will help you when you're out and about looking for games to make sure they're not overcharging, at least. Just a roundabout guide to give you an idea how much the game should be. And last but not least, he started a podcast with Vintage Video Game Geek and Meme Cade called Hit Reset Radio. I listened to the very first episode. They're only going to be doing their podcast once a month. The first episode they talk a lot about retro games and introduce themselves. So if you're interested, go check it out. So guys, that is everything for today, and tomorrow you will see that I will have this just mess of a hair get a haircut. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow.